Retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General Robert Spalding joins us now. General, thanks for being here. You're the author of a book that was called War Without Rules. They're about to go to war. What does it look like on the Israeli side as you look at all the facts at hand right now?
Well, I think a lot of people are focused on this attack on Gaza. That's definitely warranted. But I think what we have to expect is this is just a continuation of the war that started when Russia invaded Ukraine. We are going to see a wider conflict spread. You know, Iran really wanted this so that they can create anger in the Middle East and spark a wider regional war. And then I think you're going to see next is going to be something going on in Asia. We're in the second Cold War.
So you believe, regardless of Israeli actions, there'll be another front in the north from Hezbollah, and Iran wants that, and they want a wider conflict and then opportunities for other countries?
Well, I don't even think it's going to stop with an attack from Hezbollah. I think Iran wants to spark a wider regional war. And of course, I think China benefits from this because they're supporting both Russia and Iran and North Korea. So this is something that I think we have to get, be expecting to expand beyond not just the Middle East, but into Asia as well.
Do you think it's inevitable that this expands, or is there a way in which Israel and/or the United States could prevent that from happening, while also exacting the justice necessary for what happened?
Yeah, so the first Cold War lasted several decades. I think we're just in the beginning stages of it. So, yes, it's going to spread. And where it spreads, I think, really depends on, China's strategy. And I can't tell you, but I do see that that's going to grow.
So this imminent ground invasion, which our audience is looking at right now, is there a manner in which it would be conducted that would change the outcome you're talking about as Israel looks at entering into the Gaza Strip?
Well, I think what the Palestinians are going to be focused on is creating as much anger about the attack. So they want to get civilians killed. Yep. They want to use them as shields, and then they're going to use that as propaganda to spark a wider regional war. That's essentially what they're trying to do.
So, if you were overseeing what's going on in Gaza, what would your directive be? What would your strategy be, or implement as you look to implement it? What would your advice be to the Israelis?
Well, I think, first of all, you have to really shut down any communications coming out of there. You're going to have to expect that these videos are going to get out and they're going to be used for this. And I think it really starts to, focus the attention on the platforms that this information is spread up on, and understanding that it's propaganda. If you look at what Russia and China are putting out, for example, there's a great cartoon they just put out that shows the Western media basically, portraying the Palestinians as the bad guys when in reality it's Israelis. So this is about propaganda. And so this is going to be a cyber war. It's going to be a digital war. It's going to be an information and psychological war. And that's what's playing out on Twitter and all the other platforms right now. And the whole thing is designed to spark anger at the West and to really say that the Western, morals are bad.
No doubt. Real quick, General, you wrote the book War Without Rules. How do you fight an enemy that doesn't play by the rules, which we know Hamas does not?
Well, I think we have to start to isolate, our society and those of our allies and partners away from the totalitarian regimes like Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea. We've integrated China into our global trading system and to our global information system. We have to start to break them out and recognize their entire goal is to undermine our society from within by changing the minds of young people. 30% of young kids today get their information from TikTok. That's a propaganda machine for the Chinese Communist Party. So we have to understand that this is a different kind of war.
You were exactly right. This will come down to an information war as the bullets start flying. General, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.